Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC and your daily reminder that the Reds are Premier League champions. But folks, a champion is set to depart. Luis Diaz is going to Bayern Munich for a fee that will be 65 million inclusive of add-ons. Now, I don't think we have a full breakdown yet on what the kind of base fee will be and what the add-ons are, but Luis Diaz is deal agreed between the clubs, and it looks like personal terms agreed between player and Bayern as well. So he will depart. He is 28 years of age. He'll turn 29 in January. So for us to get that fee for a player with 2 years left in his deal, that's really good business for us. When Diaz arrived, we paid 37.5 million with the potential 12.5 million in add-ons. Now, we don't know what those add-ons were comprised of. I'd imagine some of them were easy to hit, such as appearances. Some of them will be comprised of us winning the league, which obviously we've done. But I'd imagine there was also, goals and potentially even winning the Champions League. So we won't have paid the full amount. I would say maybe we paid all in around 48, 49 million for Luis Diaz, and we're making back a significant profit. For a player who, while very talented and at times outstanding for us, was also very, very frustrating. He comes in that first season in the January of 2022, and he gives us a real shot in the arm and sort of pushes us forward as we chase the quadruple. Obviously, we win both domestic cups, fall short in the league and Champions League. But Diaz was a reason to be optimistic. He was very, very good in that first 6 months that he was with the club. He starts the next season quite well, the 22-23 season, and then he gets injured away to Arsenal. And that season obviously was a mess for us. But for him, it was very, very difficult because he has the knee injury. He misses months and months and months. They decide not to go the surgical route. He's going to heal this, just with rest and with time. And he gets re-injured. So he ends up missing half the season. He plays 17 league games, less than half the season. He didn't perform well when he came back. He didn't look right when he came back. So basically, he lost a full season. Then 23-24, his father gets kidnapped. And obviously, that's quite a traumatic experience for him to go through. And he never fully found any kind of consistency that year. Never really set himself into a good run of form. Jurgen leaves, Arne comes in, and he immediately shows faith in Diaz. Diaz starts the 24-25 season really, really well. Ends up having to shift into a central area because Diogo gets hurt, Darwin's out of form, and Cody, from a bench role back up to Diaz, is playing well. So Arne decides, well, if they're both playing well, let's get them both in the team. Now, Diaz had a pretty poor run of production through the middle part of the season, but he was still working really hard for the team. He was still pressing well, still doing a lot of the things we needed him to do. And obviously, he did have that wonderful hat-trick against Bayer Leverkusen, but it's worth remembering 2 of those goals came while playing on the left. We fast forward towards the end of the season and he catches fire again and he finishes the season really well. So he scores 17 goals in the season, which is his highest total for us. Overall, he scored 41 goals for Liverpool, playing 148 games. There's no question that the transfer has worked out because he's played a key role in winning us a league title and because we're making a decent profit off him 3 years later. So 3.5 years later. So look, all things considered, Lucho did what we needed him to do, and fill the gap really well. I mean, it was a thankless task to come in and try and replace Sadio because of what Sadio had been. He gave Sadio a strong last 6 months because his form on the left meant Sadio moved central, and Sadio had been poor for about 18 months. But when he moved centrally, he got that new lease on life, and he really did perform quite well across the back half of the 21-22 season. I think Diaz will smash it at Bayern. I think he'll be really good there. I think that league should suit him. I think that team will suit him. I mean, you look at the players that he's going to be playing with, and I don't think they're as good as us, but there's great, great players in that team. He's going to play with Harry Kane. Harry Kane makes his wingers better. Diaz, in his time with us, never played with a great number 9. He'll have a great number 9 now at Bayern Munich. He'll have a great playmaker on the opposite wing in Michael Olise. And he's going to be out for a while, but eventually Jamal Musiala will come back, and that's a great number 10. So I think that sets up really well for Diaz. You also factor in one of the issues Diaz had in our team is that when he would play with Robbo or with Costas, neither of them, because of Robbo's diminishing state, and Costas just wasn't that level of quick, both of them kind of struggled to provide a consistent overlapping threat for Diaz. And again, this player is currently out injured, but Alphonso Davies will be back, and probably back by the end of the year. He's one of the fastest players in the world, and now Diaz will have him overlapping. So he'll have Musiala to his right, Olise on the opposite wing, Kane in front of him as the striker, and Alphonso Davies coming behind him. I mean, that's a great, great situation for Diaz to be going into. You also factor in there's really good passers in that team, players like Joshua Kimmich, players like Tom Biscoff, who I don't think people have fully copped on. That might be the best signing that Bayern have made in this summer window. Like, Tom Biscoff is going to be really good. And it's a weaker league. Like, it is a weaker league. So who's the right back in the Bundesliga that's going to really cause Diaz a lot of problems? There isn't really one. He should do very, very well over there, and he should be going with everybody's blessing. I think it's obviously the right time to sell, and it's a good fee. So the best of luck to him. I hope he smashes it. He gave us what we needed, and we made a good profit on him. And with that money coming in, our net spend for this transfer window is now, I think it's 136 million. It's not bad. It's not bad at all for that to be our net spend. That is less than half what Manchester City's is in this calendar year. Ours is 136 million. Arsenal's is 196 million. And Manchester City's is 282 million pounds, which means we could sign Issa for 140 million and still have a lower net spend than them. And we still have Harvey to sell, we have Darwin to sell, we have Morton to sell, we have one of the left backs to sell, we have Doak to sell, we have Basetic to sell. We couldn't be in a better position. We really couldn't be in a better position. So Romano tweeted that the plan for Diaz, who's obviously left the Liverpool group in Asia to travel to meet up with Bayern, the plan is for him to arrive today in Munich and have his medical, and then he's going to sign a 4-year contract. So that's great. We have an update on Alexis McAllister and Wataru Endo. Both of them obviously currently out with minor injuries. Lewis Steele has said Alexis is back in full training and he's recovered from the injury sustained at the back end of last season. And Endo is expected to be fit for this showpiece clash in his homeland. I do wonder if, the little issue he had was maybe also just, we don't want him to get hurt. We need him to play in Japan. I hope he gets a proper hero's welcome in his homeland. I genuinely do. You couldn't ask for a nicer fella who's just like, he is so proud of the fact that he plays for Liverpool and represents Japan and also represents the nation of Japan at Liverpool. It's pretty cool. Gerald Quansah earns positive reviews after making Bayer Leverkusen debut, so that's good. I think he'll do really well there. Let's see. Newcastle expecting Liverpool's formal offer for Alexander Isak this week. So Paul Joyce said yesterday that Liverpool made 2 attempts to extend Diaz's contract. That goes completely against all of the reporting that we've had on the Diaz situation prior to this, because all of the reporting was Liverpool have no intention to extend his contract. So I'm not really sure which way that's meant to go. Everton are moving to try and sign Malik Fofana, who's at Lyon, who's obviously a player that's been linked to us. Everton, we're obviously a much bigger, better club and a much better team, but Everton might be a better move for him in terms of him getting consistent minutes. Now, they already have Iliman and Jai and Dwight McNeil who'll play in wide areas, but there's less of a logjam for them than there is for us. Andy Robertson left bemused after receiving calls and messages saluting him becoming Liverpool's new vice captain. Is this Anfield Papers clown on Twitter who tweeted? I saw him tweet that, and loads of people fell for it. I'm guessing that's where it came from. With respect, Robbo shouldn't even be in the conversation for vice captain. He shouldn't even be in the conversation. It should be Mo or Allison. It should not be Robbo. It should be someone that's in the team. Robbo can have the armband in cup games when the other players aren't playing, but Robbo doesn't have any kind of long-term future at the club and came close to leaving this summer, so would be quite silly to make him the vice captain. Liverpool are actively in the market for a centre-back, and there are 3 key traits that have been identified. Mark Guehi is a primary target, but Liverpool are unlikely to be drawn into a saga. We've had enough sagas this summer. The Wirtz thing was a saga. The Isak thing is a saga. Guehi would be another saga. Let's pass on that if we can't get that deal done quickly. Liverpool's main brief is a centre-back who is young, adept on the ball, and could learn from Virgil van Dijk and eventually evolve into his long-term replacement. Now, this article goes on to say you can see, therefore, why Guehi fits the bill as he's entering his prime year. He's not young. 25 is not young. It's not old, but it's not young. Young is 18 to 21. He is adept on the ball, absolutely no question. Mark Guehi is very, very good on the ball. But he's not a Van Dijk replacement in any way, shape, or form. For a start, he's 6 foot flat. He's not a dominant aerial player. That's why I've always thought, even though he is excellent, it's been a really odd link for us because we like big, commanding, powerful centre-backs. And that's not what he is. He is powerful. He's a strong player. But he's not the type of centre-back we go for. And obviously the ones we've been mentioned to in recent years, Levi Colwill, who's 6'3", Lenny Yoro is 6'4", Dean Huijsen is 6'5", Branthwaite is 6'5". They're the type of centre-backs that make sense for us. So recent links are Charlie Cresswell, who, I mean, Charlie Cresswell is a good young centre-back, but he'd never be good enough, in my view, to become a starter for us. He'd be a depth centre-back.
And right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way, with the great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at anfieldindexpro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that, from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.